Hi guys, welcome to my golfing channel. So this is Golf with Jack. I've never done anything like this before. I've never done any vlogging before. So this is completely new for me. So I thought to start with, I'd do a little bit of an introduction video, explain who I am, explain what the channel is going to be about, what sort of content I'm going to be releasing, what you guys can expect in the future. And yeah, just have a bit of fun sort of explaining myself and sort of unraveling my golfing history so far. So this is gonna be fun. So my history with golf, in a nutshell, like a lot of other people, I started when I was really young. So my dad and my granddad played golf. They were both quite good. Dad still plays off 11 or something like that. So he's a pretty handy golfer. I don't usually tell that to him in person because he gets a bit big-headed, and I've beaten him the last couple of times, but let's not get into that. But anyway, so they got me into golf, which was really fun when I was about 10 or 11 years old or something like that. And I'd just go and have a whack and enjoy myself and get involved at the local golf club. And I got into it quite seriously, and Dad was kind enough to get me involved with some golfing lessons, which, like any other sport, it's really easy when you're a young kid to absorb. Like, it's way easier to absorb the information and retain it, I suppose. It's like learning to ride a bike, I suppose. You do it first when you're young and then you remember. So that was really handy for me. So I got lessons and got into it, and then I played pretty seriously from probably about the age of 12 to 15, like a lot of other people. And I didn't become an amazing golfer or anything. To be brutally honest, I was very average. I think I got down to about a 14 handicap or something when I was 15. Which is the definition of like a pretty average golfer. Like, there are kids that are off +5 at that age and go on to go pro at 16 or something stupid. So I was having fun. I played in a lot of local comps. I played in local pennant teams for my local club. And I was enjoying it. But then about the age of 16, I started to not enjoy it as much. I think there was some balance between practicing and the amount of practice I was doing, and then not making that leap and getting amazing. And I probably wasn't working anywhere near hard enough to warrant the improvement I was expecting. But I just found myself on weekends where I didn't play very well, I was enjoying it less. Like, my displeasure was greater than my pleasure when I played well. And so I just went, stuff it, I'm just going to do this socially from now on. And then finished school, moved away from home. So I live in Melbourne in Australia now. And I suppose life got in the way. And the last 10 years, I've probably only played golf twice a year or something like that. I've played with my dad when I go home. But outside of that, I don't touch my clubs. My clubs would stay at my mum and dad's place. I just didn't play, which happens to a lot of people, and I got a job and stuff like that. And then the pandemic happened last year. And in Melbourne, we were in a really bad lockdown, so very strict for probably about 6 to 9 months or something like that. So we had curfews. The only reason you could leave your house is to walk your dog for an hour and stuff like that. So it was pretty full on. And then when lockdown started to ease up, probably about August or something like that, the first sport to go back was golf. Like, people could go for runs and stuff, but there wasn't any team sport back because people didn't want, contact sports, and people playing, I don't know, footy and cricket and soccer and stuff like that. But golf was back. And it just so happened at that time, a bunch of my friends from college started playing golf and got in touch with me and said, "Oh, are you interested?" And I didn't know that they were interested in golf at all. And potentially a bunch of them got into it just because the same reason as me. We wanted to get outside again and play some sport. And that was awesome. So we started playing probably once a fortnight, sometimes once a week, stuff like that. And it was fun, like just a bit of friendly competition, going back outside and playing again. And I got the bug. I suppose I just really got back into it. And so I suppose another reason that I got really into it, which is a bit sadder. So because of COVID and a lot of other reasons, last year I went through a really rough patch, and actually suffered some pretty bad depression, probably late October, start of November, which was heaps of fun. Wasn't great. But then because of that, my work, so I'm a structural engineer, and my work was kind enough to let me so I've actually been off work for the last 6 months. So let me take a leave of absence to deal with my mental health. And so the last 6 months, I've played so much golf. I've played 2, 3, 4 times a week, as much as I can. I can't get enough of it. And as well as liking the game, one of the main reasons that I got so stuck into it when I was going through this rough patch was it was one of the only things at the start that that made me feel a lot better. Like going outside, doing some exercise, even if it's light exercise. I just found it really therapeutic, and it was fun, and like being able to socialize with people and stuff like that. So that, funnily enough, me being in a bad place ended up in a real positive, because I fell back in love with the game that I used to be really into and sort of gave away. And I honestly probably wouldn't have gotten back into it if it wasn't for the pandemic. So the last 6 months I've gone mental and been having heaps of fun playing as much golf as I can. And this led to probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I had my first lesson in about 15 years. So I was trying to get back in sort of some consistency with a swing, and then went to a golf pro, a local golf pro called Aaron, who was amazing. And I was like, I've decided that I'm going to stick to golf and stay with it. Tell me what I'm doing wrong before I spend another 1,000 hours practicing the wrong swing. So that's been really exciting. And so, I've decided that I'm going to stick with it, get into it heaps. And then at the moment, I'm I don't have an official handicap, but I'm probably playing back at that 14, 15 handicap level. So again, just an average golfer, nothing special, but the goal is definitely in the next couple of years to get, the first goal is to get to a single figure handicap once I get an official handicap, and then hopefully grind away and get as close to scratch as possible. That's the goal. So that's my golf history. So why did I start the channel? Like, what's the point in me vlogging if I've never done it before? What's the purpose of this? Which is a very good question. And there's a couple of answers to that. So first answer, why not? Why wouldn't I do it? I enjoy doing new things. My time off, so the last 6 months has really sort of made it very clear to me that if you want to go and do something, do it. And out of that came, I'm really into movies as well, and I like being kind of creative. And for the last 10 years or so, I've wanted to make a movie review website. But in the past, I was a bit worried about what people were going to say and people's reactions and stuff like that. So I was concerned that my friends were going to rip into me and no one would like it and it'd just fall on deaf ears and stuff like that. So I was scared to do it. And then the last 6 months, I was like, why not? Who cares anymore? Like, without being too cliche, life's too short. I'd rather regret stuff that I do than never having a crack at something. And then I released the movie review thing, and it was good, and I got good feedback, and I was really happy that I did it. And then I was thinking about this, and I went down the YouTube golf black hole, and I was like, why not try vlogging, learn something new, hopefully it's fun. If it's not, then who cares? So yeah, that's one of the first reasons I want to try something different, and hopefully it's going to be fun. And I've enjoyed planning stuff out and things like that, and hopefully it can be a positive in the future. The other main reason is I have a tendency, like I did with golf originally, of starting something new, getting really into it for about a 6-month period and then giving up, which sucks. Like, it's fun trying lots of new things and you get exposure to a lot of different areas by doing that, but it's also feels like wasted time if you come out the other end and haven't kept doing it, especially if it was something that I enjoyed doing. I don't know why, it's just sort of a habit of mine. And so I decided this time, I'm like, unlike originally, I'm going to stick to golf, I'm going to keep doing it, going to have fun doing it. And so I wanted to create this as sort of a scrapbook, like a video diary, of me improving and hopefully getting better and learning more stuff, and developing as a golfer. And so I just wanted something to look at, and potentially in a year's time when I'm a little bit better, well, hopefully I'm a bit better in a year's time, otherwise my practice hasn't gone very well. I just wanted a record of what I've been doing, and to stick to something for once. So that was one thing, to keep myself accountable, I suppose, and stick to a hobby rather than giving it up for once. And posting it public is another pretty big way to keep myself accountable, because if I post this and people I know are following it, I'll go to parties and stuff and people will be like, oh, how's that going? And yeah, it's a bit of pressure rather than rocking up and being like, oh no, I did give it up. That was just a waste of time. So that's one reason. Another reason is when I started looking at golfing stuff on YouTube, I realized that I'm kind of in a demographic that isn't represented there. So the majority of golfers on YouTube are pros. So there's a lot of pros who are usually like club pros who are off scratch or whatever. And they've leveraged the platform to either market stuff that they're selling or show coaching tips and stuff, which is really informative, and a lot of them are great and entertaining and stuff like that. But it's either them or it's beginners, basically. So it's people that are just starting out who are like, all right, this is what I'm doing. I've bought these clubs or whatever. And it didn't seem that there's not much representation of the middle ground, which is me. So there's no, or very few that I can find, like the 15 handicapper that wants to get better, or like there's a couple that are 15 handicappers that it doesn't seem like they're ever going to get better, either because they're a bit older or because they've just accepted that that's the level of golf and commitment they want to put into it, which is fine, and they're enjoying their social golf. But I wanted to produce content that shows other people my age, because a lot of people my age are now getting into golf coincidentally because of, I don't know, everyone now appreciating being outside more and stuff, and golf's sort of gone on a bit of a tear lately, that you can have a foundation, get to 15, and then what does it take to get down even further? Like, what level of commitment, and what's it like going to talk to a golf pro and stuff like that? So yeah, I wanted to fill that gap, and hopefully that this content I produce can be that bridging sort of point between the different YouTube channels. So what's next? What am I going to produce? So first of all, like, I'm going to track my progress. So I'll film some stuff of me going to the driving range and practicing. I'll explain what I'm practicing, and I'm hoping to link these in with. I'll hopefully, like, I'm going to go for more lessons. I know that I might film some stuff from my lessons, to show the process and what it's like going to see a PGA pro, and sort of also show how it's not intimidating. A lot of people are scared that they're going to rock up and whack a ball and shank it, and then the pro's going to laugh at them and go, nah, you can't be a golfer. That's not true at all. You can, like, it's handicapped. You can be at literally any skill level and improve. At any age, basically, which is another really big drawing point for golf. So I want to show my progress. I also want to show, like, I've gotten really into the technology, getting back into it. It's changed so much in the last 10 years, and I'm a structural engineer, so I love shiny things and technology and stuff like that. So I want to show new clubs I get, review them hopefully. Annoyingly, I did get a new set of irons a couple of weeks ago that are coming soon, and I should have filmed that club fitting because that was really exciting. Like, it, maybe not for other people, but I thought it was awesome seeing the numbers, and getting personally fit for something like that. So hopefully I'll be able to review some stuff like that, and if I get new clubs down the track, I'll definitely film a fitting, because lots of people don't know what that entails either and just buy stuff off the rack, when you can go and get fit for clubs at literally no extra cost, and it is fit perfectly for your swing, which is really important if you want to get better in your golf game. And if you're spending the amount of money you would be on golf clubs at the moment, because they're even more, like, they're crazy expensive compared to 10 years ago even, you want to know that you're buying the right ones. And then finally, probably the stuff on golf YouTube that I've been most excited and entertained by is course vlogs, like the GM Golf Boys and Rick Shields and stuff like that. That content, and being like, that's the level of fun I want to have on a golf course, playing against friends and stuff. I'm going to be doing that. So I'll film some course vlogs, playing different courses around the area with my dad and with my friends and stuff, and have some match play stuff coming up, try and add shot traces and stuff, and just have fun. That's one of the main things I'm going to be adding as well. So anyway, that's my channel. Thanks for watching the intro if you've watched it, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Thanks, guys.